This podcast contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Gays and ghosts.
Yes.
Is it on? It's on.
I mean, my mic's on.
I think it's on.
I think it's on.
Stop. Hello. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
This is Gays and Ghosts.
Gag.
Welcome to our very first episode.
Yes.
I love it. My name's Peter.
My name's Arthur.
And we are your hosts of this queer, divine, paranormal show.
Adjectives.
Ooh, adjectives. Welcome to our first episode.
Yes. And we have a lot in store for you.
Oh my gosh, we do. Mm-hmm. We are so excited to be here. So we created this podcast because we are two gays that love speaking about spooky stuff.
Yes.
Okay?
All the stuff that's scary.
Yes.
All the stuff that are spooky.
Yeah, spooky, paranormal. Mm-hmm. It could be supernatural. You know, they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Clusterfuck.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just a bit about ourselves, I guess. So my name's Peter. Mm-hmm. I'm from Australia, but live in lovely Los Angeles. Stunning. And I've always been pretty obsessed with supernatural, paranormal, anything. Yeah. To be honest, growing up, I loved reading scary stories on the internet, real life experiences. You know, might have done a few Ouija boards up in there myself.
Maybe.
But yeah, just always from a young age been obsessed with anything to do with paranormal, and I wanted to create a fun podcast. I never knew what to do, and here we are. I'm just so excited to be here with you.
Yes, the feeling is beyond mutual.
Oh, yes.
My name's Arthur. I'm a native. I'm from LA.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've always been invested in the supernatural, in the spooky stuff. Yeah. I've had a lot of interesting things happen to me.
My good God.
My dear God, that I'm like, why and when did I even have time in this little body to experience all this crazy shit that happened, which we'll be obviously diving into.
Yes, of course.
As episodes go by.
Of course.
But yeah, I've always been super invested. I may have also spoken to, interacted with, or kind of just had my own experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, come in this beautiful ride with us.
Yes.
And I can't wait. This
I'm
has
so
been
excited.
So much fun. When you called me and said, this is the plan, we put it in full gear.
Full gear.
Yeah.
Okay? It's been go, go, go.
Yeah.
But the way we wanted this podcast to work was essentially splitting into different segments instead of, just rambling on. We wanted to have some fun themed segments. So each episode will go through about 3 segments.
Yep.
And they'll dive into different things, scary stories, conspiracy theories, urban legends, places in the world.
Places.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be fun and we can't wait. And let's get into the first segment.
Are you ready to get gagged?
Gagged. That's our initials. Ready? G-A-G. Gagged. Okay, well, let's get into the first segment, shall we?
Let's.
And so our first one, which is a fun one.
Yes.
We're going to call it Spooky Ookie. Ooh. And I have a little intro for it, so here it is. I'm just going to play that really quick. Spooky Ookie. So essentially what Spooky Ookie is, we're going to discuss real-life paranormal experiences that we've either seen online, that have happened to us, or if we've seen any spooky experience videos on TikTok or social media. Love that. And we're just going to talk and discuss about what we think is going on.
Yes, because ever since we actually talked about this, I think really we kind of dove into what we were going to do about a couple weeks ago. My TikTok and my Instagram feeds have been fucking blowing up.
They're listening.
I was about to say, my phone said, bet. I got
If you want it, it's coming.
Yes.
Yes. Well, do you want to share yours first or mine?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can go first.
I love to hear yours
you said
first.
Yours was a little
Mine's on the little longer side this time.
Okay, the one I want to share first, it comes from this TikTok girl. She's a witch. She does all of those practices in, the occult and whatnot. She calls herself a, I don't think she would use the verbiage good, but necessarily an honest witch. So she dibble dabbles in shadow work as well as light magic. And her name is She the Disco Witch. this isn't the first time I've heard about this, but this is the first time I think it's garnered like a following, like in terms of her having already almost 160K followers. It's about this cat man. Ooh. So I've read about it and I've heard about it in the past before, but she lives in the Appalachian Mountains, of course.
Where's that? The Appalachian?
Yes, I think she said it was Georgia.
Oh, like the country Georgia.
Yeah, no.
In
the States.
Yeah,
the
Georgia
States. In the States, yes.
Okay.
Not our people, over there. So she actually moved there not too long ago, and she has her own little stores and whatnot. So she said she had like these warns. I think I might be saying that wrong, but basically these protection kind of statues all around her house. And she said that one time she was in her backyard, and she has a huge backyard. So the Appalachian is kind of like one of the oldest places or land that's been like kind of documented in the world. She had mentioned that it was older than certain animals and whatnot. So she's in her backyard. Her dog is doing her duties, right?
Taking a shit, taking
a piss, And then the dog starts crying. And like whimpers and runs inside, right? So she's like, bitch, I'm not trying to go back outside. It's cold.
Yeah.
Right, I'm sure.
Any normal person.
Hello?
Okay.
So she says she looks like into her backyard and she sees what seems to be a 6-foot man, which hot. I was like, where's the problem? Where's the problem?
I don't see the issue.
She said he had the face of like a domestic cat. So imagine like being Sir Chester's face on like a 6-foot man.
Oh shit.
And this isn't the first time I've heard about something like this. She just is the first one that kind of has gotten a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So she obviously freaked out, as one would, and ran inside her house, locked the door, and just kind of tried to go to sleep. Her warren fell off the wall. Like,
what's a warren?
It's like some statue shit. Like the witch is like,
is it one of those? Is it one of those things that like when people go hunting, they cut the heads off, put it on the wall?
No, not that. That's I don't think she does shit like that. I mean, I don't know. She might. You
never know.
And then like put the bitch's head on the wall. But no, she it's like a protection, like how like people who do tarot card maybe have crystals.
Oh, like it's so it's like a protection thing for the witches.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it was called. It would fall off, and these are supposed to ward off like mystic, like demonic entities and stuff like that. It fell off. Exactly.
In the middle of the night.
Yes. And she couldn't sleep because she starts hearing this shit scratching on her walls. And then it continues, right? So she goes live, and on her lives, you can actually hear, like, granted, I don't know, maybe if it's her husband or not. But, I don't think so, because she kind of records, like, throughout her entire house. So, like, you can't really think that it would be her somebody. Like, it actually sounds like growls and, like there's like an actual recording of your cats when they fight.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like kind of like rumbly, like angry meow that they do. It
the
growling one.
Yeah.
And then you can hear, you can follow her on TikTok. It is literally She the Disco Witch. You can hear like the scratching and then the like heavy meows. And then as time kind of goes on, the dog doesn't want to go outside. And she starts smelling piss all around her house. I started laughing too. I was like, what if it's a deer? And the deer said pee pee. And then she's like, but then she's like saying that she used to have a bunch of cats in her young years. So she knows what cat piss smell like. She says it's cat piss. Yeah. And it's like constant, like she is nervous to wash it because she thinks that it's marking her territory. And then so skinwalkers are common in their land. So someone was asking her, because I guess you have to say flesh pedestrian. So you want to invite...
Wait, just hold on.
I know, it sounds like a prostitute, right?
What is that?
A skinwalker?
Oh, no. What's a flesh?
That's the appropriate way to say skinwalker, because apparently if you say that where they're from, a wukakaka is going to come into your backyard and say...
A flesh pedestrian.
I thought it meant prostitute. This whole time I'm like, babe, let her in. She's cold. She's cold.
She needs somewhere to sleep, honey. She needs to rest.
Do you know how cold it is there? What she's prostituting in the snow.
No.
Could you imagine? So people say if you live there, you need to always close like the blinds.
Okay.
Like, because if
Like
it
at
sees
night?
inside your house, like I guess that's like a wrap. Like it's like, oh bitch, I want to live here too, honey.
I know.
So she's been dealing with the shit for a long time. She was traveling to LA recently
Okay.
to like link up with another one of her witchy friends to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Because this shit won't leave her house. Like it's constantly coming in the middle of the night. It watches her from like the afar, and it's constantly scratching at her doors. It's constantly pissing at her like the around her house. And I guess she just recently realized it's trying to like hunt her, which I'm like,
So do these creatures have like a name or?
so not necessarily. So in this place, I'm gonna show you much more about it. Like you'll trip out. So the Appalachian Mountains again is one of the oldest places on the world that's been documented. So the Bigfoot is apparently spotted there.
Oh, it has all of them. It's like a
the
community for the
skinwalker.
freaks.
Have you heard of mimics?
Yes.
Yeah, so mimics are there. Like a lot of crazy shit is there, and they have this saying that they say, if you go into the woods, don't look up. If you heard it, no, you didn't. If you saw it, no, you didn't. Like you have to make sure like you're ready to run, bitch, because this
You're
thing
ready to
is
run.
hunting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever, mimics, we already kind of briefly know. Mimic will kind of copy you or whatever. There's also one of her friends, whole nother story, whatever. But anyways, like they'll copy something to kind of lure you in.
Yeah.
Right? So I really want to stay there. I think we should go for like a couple days.
Let's book a flight.
Honestly, work.
Work.
Yeah,
Okay.
shit. So, yeah, so that's where she's from, and all the crazy, like, shit that you hear, like, a lot of paranormal stuff happens there because, again, it's one of the oldest places.
Right. I mean, that sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah. Jazz, I guess is her name.
Chaz.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Maybe it's Jasmine.
Thank you for sharing your experience, Jazz.
Thank you, Jazz.
We love that.
Yes.
Okay, well, mine is a little bit of a long story.
Come through.
All right. Okay, so mine is more of a story from Reddit. I love going through Reddit threads,
Yes.
and recently I've been going through like scary experience Reddit threads. So this one is from it's_Rosh.
Rosh.
And they are from India.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of crazy shit.
And so
happens there,
this,
too.
the cat, yeah, I know, you know, so much history there.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming. So this one is, the category is a haunted place.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I am new here and have read almost every story posted here. They are all amazing. This is my first time writing something, so please ignore my mistakes. My name is Roshi. Hi, Roshi.
Hi, Roshi.
I am a girl from, and I don't know how to pronounce this, so Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
I did my best. I think that's
Sounds
good.
good.
And currently living and studying in Bhopal. I'm in the city for almost 4 years, and this series of incidents happened in the last apartment I lived in. On the 13th of May, 2023, I shifted to this I'm assuming this is 2-bedroom, but it says TBHK. So we'll just say 2-bedroom.
Let's say 2-bedroom.
Yeah. Flat near my college. That area isn't well developed. It was a 6-story newly built building with 2 flats on each floor, and the flats were beautiful with 2 bedrooms, a hall in the center, and 3 balconies. That's pretty fucking...
That's kind of cute
Living.
for undeveloped.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, right? She said
This
not
is my only
developed.
thing about... Continue your story.
Okay,
then
yeah.
I'm going to say what I want to
All
say.
right. But strangely, the building was almost empty with just 4 flats occupied on my floor. The first floor, I was the only person living there. After shifting there, my mum left for the hometown after a week, and then there was just me in the house. I was going through a bad breakup, and hence I tried to keep myself busy to stay distracted.
Okay.
It all started on the day my mum left. I came home late, around 12:30, from a party. I was in a good mood. I parked my car while humming a song. I forgot to mention that there was no light in the parking lot or on the stairs corridor of the first floor for some unknown reason. So she's just walking into darkness.
Hello?
Okay. I started to climb the stairs with my flashlight on when I heard a sound from a parking lot as if someone is whistling the same song which I was humming a minute ago.
There's no elevator?
Right, no. I ignored, thinking there must be some guy teasing me. While I was unlocking the door, I felt a cold breath on the back side of my neck, as if someone is just behind me.
She's the only one.
Yeah,
on
she's the
her
only-
like level, right? There's no other.
No
roommates,
one else on her level. Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned around to see, but there was no one. I got into my bed thinking, how is it possible in the month of May I felt a cold breath since there was no windows in the corridor? Anyway, I shrugged it off and listened to low music until I slept. At around 3 a.m., I woke up, the witching hour. I woke up with an uneasy feeling as if someone is around. I drank some water and was again trying to sleep when I heard a sound of jingling bell from down the hall.
Absolutely not.
I thought it to be my cat as she wears a collar with a bell on it, but then I realized my cat was sleeping just next to me. So I got up to see what was happening, and I found no source of the sound. It continued for almost an hour.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.
Fucking bye.
And then it stopped. During this period, I could still feel that I am not alone in the house and felt scared. I only slept after the sunlight broke. Bitch, she didn't
crack.
sleep. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. I started to have nightmares and sleep paralysis very often, and those were very realistic, and I often used to wake up screaming.
Yeah.
Once I had a dream that I am sleeping on my bed as usual, and a black creature who seemed to be a man walked in. He came to my right side and held my hand. I couldn't move because she was sleep paralysis. He bent towards my face and went near my ear humming a song. I woke up screaming, thinking it to be a nightmare. I got up from my bed and it was already 7 a.m. Went to the kitchen to make some tea because it's already piping fucking hot, bitch. And suddenly I noticed my wrist and saw marks of 4 fingers.
No.
As if someone had held my hand tightly.
Right, like bruised it.
Yeah,
Fuck
bitch,
that.
same person from the fucking sleep paralysis. Shut the fuck up. Strange things kept happening. Could you imagine? Strange things kept happening. I always felt that someone is always around me, whether I am cooking, bathing.
Oh, he imprinted
Oh
himself
my
onto
god.
her.
Doing my assignments. I always felt that whatever it is,
Was he at least smart? Was
it
he
wants to
helping her
harm
with the
me.
assignment? No, he wasn't helping her.
No,
there
bitch.
was
No
no
baking,
helping.
no baking going on. He wants to harm me.
Fuck.
On July 8th,
So May, June, July.
May, June,
Okay.
July, I died. No, I'm joking.
I was like, who's typing this? Her mom? She shifted back into the real world.
Mama?
Mom, hello?
No, on July 8th, I met with an accident in which my ankle and
Oh, bitch, that was
medial
no accident.
malleus bone, she must be studying to be a doctor
I was about to
because
say, I don't know.
were
Yes.
broken.
Okay.
I had to go through a painful surgery and was on bed rest for at least 3 months.
She's screwed.
Yeah.
Bed rest.
Stuck there.
You already fucked her up in the bed once.
Right? My mum was back to take care of me. One of my male friends also came to stay there to help us. He too felt uncomfortable there, but never told us the reason. Things kept happening after that too. My mum used to sleep in the other room since she felt suffocated in my room and told me to call her if I need something.
wonder why.
Yeah, you know. She always used to hear sounds from my room as if I am talking to someone in a low voice, more like whispering but a bit louder than that. She used to check on me only to find me sound asleep.
Sure.
Right? She heard those voices even when she was alone, as I had to go take physiotherapy sessions daily in the evening. She was sure about those voices, sometimes whispers, were just similar to mine.
Oh, so she didn't want to believe it either.
Yeah, she was like
she
in
knows
denial.
her daughter's voice.
Right, yeah. She was like, oh, no, it can't be her.
I'm going crazy.
Doors and windows used to open and shut swiftly on their own in front of our eyes, even though they were heavy wooden doors that have zero effect from the wind. Interesting.
But nothing's wrong.
Oh, yeah, right?
Nothing's
You know,
wrong.
no.
There can't be anything happening.
Right, no. The flat beside us was vacant, but we used to hear sounds from the common wall we share with that flat.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Sounds like someone is banging or hammering a nail into the wall at night. Very clear sounds. One day after I got better, I was again alone in the home since my mum had left hometown for some work. I got used to the things happening around me, but that night something happened that was the final nail in the coffin.
There's all this hammering references, nail
all
references,
right.
closing. I'm not. I
No,
would've
this
been
was the
gone. I
final,
would've
bitch. This was
shifted
the final.
Back anywhere
Okay.
else.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
I had my exams going on, so I was studying in my room late at night around 3:30 a.m. Witching hour.
Again, this bitch has.
All right. All the lights were off except for my room in which I was studying.
Hopefully, the cat at least was in there.
Oh, you know. Suddenly, I was distracted by a sound like someone is scratching a wall in the hall. Since my cat does the same, I thought it to be her.
Right.
Just then, my cat came running towards me at an unusual speed with her tail up high like she got scared of something.
Because you know how animals, cats
Yes, especially
specifically,
cats
they
sense
can
the
see
demons,
shit.
bitch.
Yeah,
I petted her, and then I heard the same unusual sound again. I moved a bit to see what's making that sound, only to find a shadow-like person, darker than the dark, with its shiny white eyes peeking at me from behind the pillar in the hall.
Slam that door, put everything in front of that door that's in your room, and hold your cat.
Like, what are you doing?
Why are you still there after the first incident of the bruised arm?
Right? Chills went down my spine, mine too, bitch.
Mine.
I cannot even describe how horrifying that scene was. I could clearly see it looking right in my eyes with so much of hatred, like he wanted to kill me.
Yes.
Oh my god,
He tried
that,
to
it just
kill
makes
you
me
the first
fucking...
time.
I freeze for a while. My mind wasn't working. I wanted to scream my lungs out but couldn't even utter a word. I stood there thinking that this is the end of my life. It's a bit dramatic, but you know.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would say the
Possession.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow I started to pray to God in my mind, asking for help, and then I gathered the courage to move and slam the door of my room, screaming God's name.
I have a question
Yes.
before you continue. The bitch left the door open this whole time.
Well,
and
no. So
decided-
she went out and peeked out into the hall, and saw that thing standing there. So now she was saying she couldn't move. So she was standing there,
staring at him.
Yeah.
The whole time.
the whole time, and
he
then
staring
because she was
back.
frozen, she couldn't move. She's fucking stunned, bitch.
See, this is where people's fight or flights kick in. I'm out the door.
But yeah,
If I see something with werewolf eyes staring at me, I'm gonna be.
I'm gone.
I'll take a number 7.
I don't-
No, what? Like what?
Okay.
Okay, continue. I understand. So she was.
She was, she was gobsmacked.
Staring at
Couldn't
him.
move.
Okay.
Frozen with fear.
Got it.
I fell on my bed, almost crying, when I heard a loud bang of my room's door. Fucking hell. This sounds like Paranormal Activity. It
You
was...
know, normally when they get to the stage,
It's
they
done.
want
It's
you
game
to
over,
see
yeah.
them.
It's
So
done.
it doesn't
You let
really
it go on
matter.
for so long
He's
that
inside,
it's-
he's outside, he's in the hallway. This he, she, it, whatever knows that you're alone.
Yeah.
It knows already, so it knows your mom shifted to back home or
Right.
whatever. It knows your male friend
Yeah.
is gone. So he's like, perfect. Before this person brings more people, I have to get rid of her now because she's starting to catch on.
This is it.
Yeah.
And so, and specifically before we continue this, in Paranormal Activity, okay, you feed it the fear, and it gets to a stage where they just fucking rip you by your leg out of the bed and drag you down the fucking hall.
Yeah.
So, I fell on my bed,
Ah,
almost crying, when I heard a loud bang of my room's door. Boom, slammed the door. It was not like knocking, but as if someone banged his or her whole body on my door.
also, she's in her room and her door's closed.
So yeah,
and
now
the person-
she has actually described the sound, so I'm going to do my best to
Okay.
imitate this sound.
Okay.
It sounds like drop.
Oh, you're spelling it.
That's what it says.
Swap? Is it like THWAP?
No, it says DHAPPP, but like for 5 seconds.
Dop.
Drop.
Like the noise?
I don't
or
know.
someone
That's the
like-
noise that she's described here.
Okay, so I guess it's like dop, dop, dop. Maybe, do you think?
But it says sound like dop, pause for 5 seconds, dop. Maybe it does move it back in. Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
No, now I get you. I'm over
That's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
like
over
dop,
here.
dop, 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 dop. I think
Which
that's
so
what she was
because
trying
I
to-
thought the way she spelled it, because it's many letters.
Oh, 'cause she was
it was
trying
a
to get
dragging
close,
sound. So
like-
really, it's just dop.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cute. I was crying with my
Bitch was
mouth
fucking the
shut.
door
She
off.
was, you're right. I was crying with my mouth shut.
Mouth shut wide open. Doesn't matter, honey.
That's it.
Just fucking cry.
The banging slowly faded away within a while. I was still afraid and couldn't sleep that night.
Right.
Once the sunlight broke, I locked my flat and ran to one of my friends' place. Obviously, along with my lovely cat Layla. Cutie Layla.
Aww, go Layla.
And called my mama to come as soon as possible. She came the same day and we vacated that flat right away.
This shit is
Roshi.
crazy. Roshi, babe.
Roshi.
7 months.
7 months,
I would have
bitch.
been gone. Let me tell you.
That's
I'm
fucking
actually
wild.
happy that she's peaceful now.
Yeah, she's peaceful. And her
they
cat
connect
Layla.
to you.
Layla's fine.
Haven't you heard so many of those stories? Like the
Like
spirit
ghost stories?
connects to a person. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
well, so that's
where
what
you
happened in
go.
Paranormal Activity. It connected to her.
Exactly.
Not necessarily the motherfucking house.
So-
but in this case, it kind of sounds like it was
The land.
stagnant in the land. Yeah,
That land had to have been something before in the past. And
that ain't human something. That's demon. Babes,
listen,
Roshi.
take the
You know,
first
Roshi, I'm
hint.
so glad that you got out of there. And
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yes, Rosh, that was
Gave me
amazing.
a bit of chills, a bit of laughs, a bit of chills.
Not the
Okay.
werewolf eyes. That's what got me, honey. Let
Right.
me tell you, your fight or flight needs to be a little stronger, honey.
Honey.
Slam that door in a second.
Okay, yeah, we don't do the waiting game. here.
No.
Okay. So,
Gag.
now we're moving on to our second gag.
Yeah.
Gagged. Now we're moving on to our second segment. And so this one is fun.
All right.
So I wanted to do a segment where we would discuss like world events in the news
Right.
that could be linked to paranormal or certain places in the world that are believed to be paranormal or haunted.
Right.
You know, something supernatural going on there. And so then this specific segment, so that's why I created this specific segment,
Right.
I have not told Arthur the name of
Yeah,
because I wanted it to be a
Keeping
surprise.
things secret.
Okay. So let me pull it up really quick. Okay. So this segment is called The Queer Fear Chronicles.
Ooh, that's actually pretty funny. I'm into it.
And so, yes, so we're going to be discussing freaky news that could be linked to something supernatural, world events, haunted places, geography,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
I love that.
So, let's begin. And I do have an intro for this one too. So, here it is.
The Queer Fear Chronicles.
Okay, so you take it away first since
Okay.
you know I've just done a lot of talking. So your turn, bitch.
All right, cool. I have a couple screenshots. I'm going to be going through my little screenshots.
Okay, cute.
So this place, I've always been beyond interested in.
Okay.
Like, I knew about this place when I was a teenager. The Stranger Things, unfortunately, made it a little more trendy and popular, which kind of, like, not necessarily took the magic behind away from it, but now I feel like so many people are creating just stuff up with versus, like, at least people who are indulged in it. It was a lot more, like, I felt like authentic.
Yeah.
So it was the original Hellfires Club.
Oh.
And that was in London.
Okay.
And this was a 1%, the rich, the royal, queens and kings, presidents were all part of this club. And in this club was to mock religion.
Oh.
And they did a lot of crazy satanic dark stuff. And it was in London. And so instead of the Bible, they had erotic novels that they would pray to. So it was a copy of an erotic novel called Elanganti Lantis Simonis.
Oh, so it's in Latin.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
And the official Hellfires Club was founded by a man named Philip Warrenton, who was the first Duke of Warrenton and was a part of the high society, like friends, clubs, whatever. He was royalty. So from that point on, it was beneath a village, so in the West Combe, where the Hellfire Club was at, and it was tunnels. There was a bunch of different rooms, bunch of different places, and it was to mock religion.
Okay.
So the men would go dressed as, like, priests and parliaments, but, like, very fucked up. Like, not, like, you know, like
Not like it was like a mocking.
mocking, and then the women would come dressed as nuns. But again, slutty or like very like
That's so
horridly
interesting.
disgusting. Like, you know,
Horridly.
like probably titties out, probably one ball is showing. I don't know, fucking crazy ass shit, right? And they would come to this place in London.
Okay.
And it was kind of a way, right, but close enough, I guess, where the rich would be able to get there.
Yeah.
Because it was really olden times. Like, it wasn't very, like, 18th century, it says.
18th. So that's like in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, unfortunately, if you're poor there, you were dirt poor. And then that's when there was no, like, no middle class. Well, much so probably now. But there was no real middle
Very
class.
similar to today.
Yeah, very similar. So it was, like, maybe I guess you had maybe I'm going to sound stupid. I don't know. Maybe you had a horse. I don't know. Did they have cars then?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, let me just look it up really
Let me just
quick.
Google this really quick. Maybe I'm being stupid. But I'm just going to say they would take their horse and carriage to, like, this
Their
place.
horse. The automobile was first invented in the late 1800s.
Oh, so there was no cars yet, honey.
No, so it was horse and carriage.
Horse
yeah.
and carriage is boats. You know what I mean? People fucking took yachts.
No airplanes, bitch.
No, I want to be drinking mimosas. You know?
Mimosa.
But so yeah, these group of people would go and do satanic rituals, right?
Right.
Very sexual, very crazy, and there was a specific time where they were practicing to call the devil himself.
Also, Lucy.
Yes, Lucy LaDuca.
Okay.
Right? No, she's from Drag Race. But could you imagine? So yeah, Miss Lucy, they want to call her high heels and fishnets, you know, coming
The
to
whole shebang,
the
fire.
whole shebangs. So they had successfully spawned, called, practiced a few already demonic spirits at this time.
Okay.
So comes to there is this room that I want to name it correctly for you. Where's this room's name? It was like basically they called it the Doors of Hell. So it was called, the largest room was called the Great Hall. It was a beehive shaped with black scars on the wall from oil. And there was lamps and it was just like kind of clustered. And then, yeah. So this was the room where it was like crazy, crazy shit would happen. So men came to the meeting dressed as monks. Women came dressed as nuns. The Dashwood came dressed as priest.
The who?
Dashwoods?
What's a that? What the fuck is a dashwood?
Babe, I don't really know about it. So I know what a priest is and I know what a nun is, but
Okay, but Dashwood, you know.
Let's say maybe practicing priest. I don't know.
Okay, yeah,
That
something
sounds like it
like
could
that.
make
Yeah,
sense,
we'll do that.
right? So their motto was, this is in another language and I'm going to say it in English.
Okay.
Faz se que te voudras, which means do what thou wilt. That was their motto. So they really wanted to call Miss Lucy.
Okay.
So there had to have been a sacrifice
Yeah.
made.
Oh.
So whatever happened, happened.
Okay,
right?
so they cut up
And
some
then
bitches.
It says something like, while they were partying and doing whatever they were doing, someone enters the place that they don't know who this person is, but this person came dressed in like, they labeled like hooves for feet and like kind of like really like they said something like that was mask like.
Okay.
So came and sat down on their table and would answer their questions. So
this is after they did the sacrifice.
the ceremony, the unaliving.
So Miss Lucy.
Miss Lucy
came
showed
to
up.
visit.
Apparently she showed up, and now that place that got set on fire.
Right.
All that stuff. The remainance of that temple is still there. People still go there to call Lucy, and that's one of the places you can go to that he, she, it, whatever entity this is, will show up.
But you have to sacrifice.
Maybe it's still till today. Like, this is the thing, like, what's that girl's name? She's a rapper. Azalea Banks. Like, she sacrificed a chicken on her live feed and says that she does witchcraft.
Oh my god.
Which that's like
fucking insane.
brujeria. That's like Latin.
Brujeria.
Right. So I don't know if maybe like that origin of the Hellfires Club was really old school, and you know, shit back in the day.
Yeah,
They
crazy
didn't give
shit.
a fuck. They were gonna kill you if they wanted to. It's like Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto. Who cares? One star, it'll be gone in 5 minutes.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But I don't know if maybe nowadays it would still be a person or maybe a goat. I don't
Yeah, so,
know.
you know, some sort of animal, creature,
you know,
something.
So yeah.
Oh my god.
So people still till this day, the original Hellfires Club temple it's all burned down and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's still there. That original room is still there. Like you can go to in London.
And this is in the UK, so London.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm sure it's probably protected now, but people still somehow end up going there and 818 Miss Laduca, Miss Lucifer. I don't know.
My god.
So yeah, people still go there who are super Satanists.
So
Super
in
Satanists.
1800s to now, bitch, here it
Yeah,
is.
Here it is. Is that creepy?
That's pretty crazy.
This motherfucker with hooves. Like no
Yeah.
one thought that this was like.
Odd. Well, they obviously knew what was going on.
But they would all party there. So
Right, like as in,
drinks, maybe
Okay.
drugs of
Yeah.
some sort. I don't know, whatever drugs were kind of around that were kind of more accessible.
yeah,
Like whatever they did. So
sniffing sugar.
sniffing sugar, you know, give you the energy.
Okay.
So maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
you never know.
Yeah. So,
Damn, that's insane.
Could you imagine?
I just can't.
I can't. I'd
Well,
listen.
maybe we should go visit.
You know
Add it-
what?
So
I
we're going to
really
go to the
would
Georgian
be so
mountains,
down.
and then we'll go to the UK.
Yeah.
Stunning. Add it to the list. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that.
I love that story.
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Love that. So,
Tell me.
mine takes a little bit of a turn. Mine is more about what used to be in the news quite a lot.
Okay.
Not so much anymore. I don't know why.
Okay.
Alien abduction.
Love. Okay.
I love.
Totally into
I
it.
love a good alien abduction story.
You're right. It doesn't really show
Yeah,
up
you know,
anymore.
but
And at
it's-
one point, it was prevalent.
Very.
Uh-huh.
I feel like from like the 60s to like the
Maybe
80s.
even the 80s, yeah.
that 60s to 80s is when
That's
that
kind
shit.
of around the time where most news shifted to like other stuff. Have you
Well,
noticed?
yeah,
Like,
it just doesn't really get reported on anymore. I'm not sure why. I don't know if people aren't. They're just not
until
seeing stuff
recently,
like that
they're
anymore.
The government was like, just kidding, aliens are real.
Yeah, you know,
We're like, yeah, babe.
Here's the unreleased story.
Right.
So I'm not sure if it was like these things aren't happening necessarily like they used to anymore, or if it's just people don't believe it as much anymore because we have so much technology now.
You know what I think? I think it does. I've always believed if we're here, there is
Honey.
other things out there.
Yes, of course.
So I think they're smart, whatever it is
Yeah.
out there. And obviously, back then, they knew we didn't have cell phones.
No.
Video cameras.
You know, yeah.
So
They're
they're
just
like,
the newspapers
let's
or
just
whatever.
do stuff, or let's scoop people up.
Scoop them up, take them for a ride, drop them up.
No, drop them back off.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think now that since things are a little more susceptible.
Yeah. Well, I would say, yeah, like it's just people have become very unbelieving, especially with like now CGI being so accessible, AI, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Like no one's gonna believe that shit anymore.
Yeah, the
like
art
it's
of it
just
kind of
not.
got washed.
Yeah. So, once again, a Reddit thread.
I love
I just love Reddit
I
because
do
it's just
too.
it's such a good source of information from experiences. You know, some of them might be not true, some of them, you know,
Yeah, you take what you want.
you take what you
go
want and
from
you
there.
believe it. Okay, that's it.
It's true.
So, this story is from Sweet Artofi.
Oh, that's my cousin.
Oh, I love it. Oh, so yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
Art.
cute.
Yeah.
And so this is their experience about when they were younger,
Okay.
in the 90s, early 90s.
Okay.
So still, you know, not much technology
We were
around
babes.
then. So I'm massively late. I'll just read it like the last one. I'm
yeah.
just going to read it out. It is quite long.
Do your thing.
Oh, actually, it's not as long as last time, so we'll be good. So they say, I'm massively late to this thread, but I have a real story. When I was young, the neighborhood kids used to play dark hide and seek or dark capture the flag.
I remember this. I used to do this too.
I've never heard of it. So, like, is it just in the nighttime or
Yeah.
something? Oh, okay,
It's
gotcha.
very much hide and seek, very much capture the flag, whatever the game is.
Yeah.
It's just in the dark.
Okay, got it. Our parents were okay with it as long as we didn't leave the neighborhood. It was the early 90s.
Very common.
We were basically thrown out of the house on the weekends.
Yep.
Anyway, one night after the game was over and everyone had gone home, my stepsister and I were hanging out in the front yard, just sitting on one of those green cable boxes talking. What's a green cable box?
Honestly,
I don't know.
a cable box would just be like Like something.
I don't know, some sort of box.
Some sort of box. I was about to say, I can't even, like, the fact that she said green
Yeah.
kind of threw me off. But
That's right.
it's a box.
Right. At one point, she stops talking and points into the sky and asks about a light. I turn and look and see it myself. The light was faint blue and was brighter and bigger than the stars around it.
Oh.
It was moving in ways that seemed impossible.
Okay.
And it became aware we were looking at it as soon as I locked eyes on it.
Oh.
I don't know how to describe that I know that. It was just this immediate feeling that it was looking right back at us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also very consistent with most UFO experiences that people, like sightings in the sky, they move like very erratically and weird.
Because it's moving really fast, and I think maybe for our eyes, it takes a while for us to catch it, but it could be just how it moves.
That's it. Suddenly, the light moved towards us almost in the blink of an eye.
Right.
It went from being roughly double the size of a star in the sky to as bright as an airplane or helicopter searchlight instantly.
Okay.
There was no sound, and the light didn't illuminate the surrounding area, which gave it a weird feeling.
Okay.
I tried to say something to my sister, but I found myself unable to speak, and I could suddenly barely move. I just remember turning my head to see my sister looking very scared, also unable to speak or move. I thought I heard a noise, and the light started shining on me.
Ooh,
Fuck's sake, bitch, you've been chosen.
Yeah,
Which made me turn my head back towards the object, and then I felt a piercing light basically blind me.
This happened to her.
Yes, this happened.
Crazy.
I was like bathed in the blue light. After this, things get a bit hazy, like I was meant to not remember, even though certain moments are as plain as any memory from that time.
Right.
I was in a place that was mostly dark, but there were lights that seemed to hover by themselves, with no visible technology. There was no pole or anything holding them up. I don't know if I was laying down or standing up because there was a feeling of no gravity or downward force in any direction.
Okay.
I remember interacting with an entity that was humanesque but seemed to be different.
Ooh.
Like a beautiful person, but they had no male or female characteristics.
Yeah.
Completely androgynous, but with very symmetrical and smooth appearances to the face and body.
Okay.
Otherwise very human looking. They talked to me, within quotations talked.
Right.
But I was acutely aware that it was in my head and not out loud.
Okay.
It was like the moments of being conscious with moments of haziness in between. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
I was aware that they are doing things to me, but I don't remember what. I do distinctly remember a piercing device they inserted just behind my ear on the right side. It went pretty deep, but it didn't hurt. It just felt almost itchy for a second, and then they told me they were taking a sample and depositing something that would allow them to remotely monitor me for some time.
A sample? Like, what are they picking my brain?
Yeah. They explained that this was not the first time they had done this to me specifically, and that they would continue to do this throughout my life. Fucking hell, bitch.
I'm tired.
All right, picked
Can you
and
at least
prodded
give me
your
an
whole
easy
life.
If you're gonna do this shit to me, fuck. Give me knowledge. Give me
Right.
money, give me something.
They said that there were literally thousands of people they were doing this to. It was a scientific study of some kind that they tried to explain to me,
Right.
but I honestly don't remember the purpose.
Okay.
I was able to ask them a few things in moments of being conscious, like where my sister was, and they explained that she was having the same thing done to her.
Okay.
I asked them point blank if they were aliens, and they found it humorous and told me they were humans from the future.
Correct.
Yes. But I got the distinct feeling that this wasn't the truth. Again, I don't know how to describe why I thought this. It was just a different feeling when they told me this versus when they were telling me other things. It felt like a lie or a simplification of some kind. After some time of being out of it again, I became aware that my body was bathed in the blue light from the beginning, and the darkness started to recede. I was able to see the stars and the sky again.
So she's back.
Yes. I don't know how long it was before I really understood where I was, but at some point I sort of came to and realized I was sitting on the grass next to my sister in the neighbor's yard. about 50 to 60 feet from the original spot
Whoops,
we were
I
in.
missed. I'm sorry, I accidentally dropped you off at
Shut
your
up.
neighbors.
Imagine I went through the roof,
bad, girl.
bitch.
My bad.
Through
This
the
is
roof into the
pretty
parents'
big.
bedroom.
I don't know. Whoops.
I'm dead. My sister came to almost at the same time. We both immediately looked at each other and realized that it had been hours. Hours, bitch.
First of all,
We didn't really talk about what had happened. We just felt the need to go inside and go to bed before we got in trouble. So that some hypnotization or something,
I
brainwashization.
understand why they probably didn't want to tell their parents, because the few times when things happened to me and I told my
Yeah, they're like,
parents,
you're fucking crazy.
Which is crazy. But you know what I mean?
Right. So then it says, it was years later before I ever spoke to my sister about that night, and she remembers much less than I do. She remembers seeing the light, being blinded by it, and then feeling weird. Waking up beside me at the end was the last thing that she remembers. To this day, she has explained it away by us seeing a helicopter in the sky.
She doesn't want to
She
remember.
doesn't want to believe it. And just falling asleep because we were tired. She won't discuss it beyond that. I honestly had forgotten about this event until 2 years ago when my wife mentioned that I had a spot behind my right ear that kind of looked like a burn mark or a scar,
Makes sense.
but also like a pimple or a mole. Could be a fucking skin tag. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
She likes to pop things.
Ew.
Disgusting bitch.
Nasty.
Nasty bitch. She likes to pop things and was dying to let her try to pop it. Oh fuck, I don't know. When she reminded me of it, the memories of the event flooded back into my head and I was a bit emotional but agreed to let her mess with it.
Oh my
For
god.
fuck's sake.
What an idiot.
She tried to pop it but nothing came out. It's still there and looks exactly as she describes it, kind of like a mole, but also like a scar. I've had MRIs and other scans throughout the
You're not
years.
gonna find anything.
You're right. But nothing has ever shown up, so I have no idea what it is
Right.
or if anything is inside there. I try not to think about it now because although I wasn't scared at the time, it is unnerving to think about now. That's my story as honestly as I remember it.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say, like, while she tried to pop it, like maybe some sort of metal popped out.
Yeah,
Could you
like some sort of
imagine?
like tracking device or some shit.
anything like
Fuck's
that.
sake.
But I've heard stuff like this.
Yeah, no,
so
of
many
course.
times
I've heard a lot
before.
of stuff like this, yeah.
Especially even when they start talking about people thinking or asking these ETs,
Yeah, ETs or whatever, like
right?
that they humans
If
from the
they
future.
are aliens, they usually laugh. They're like,
They're like,
kinda-
you're a simple bitch.
You're a simple bitch.
simpleton.
Exactly. Like that's what your people want to call us, but
Yeah.
we're more than that. Like
We're better than you.
smarter. We're
Smarter, we're prettier,
we don't
better
even care
looking.
about gender, you know
We've
what I
figured
mean?
out how to become symmetrical,
Yeah.
smooth,
Pimple,
stunning.
Don't know her.
Don't know her.
Don't know her. We're smooth.
Smooth criminal.
Yeah, but honestly, I've read so many. Like I've told you before, like they say, like all these intergalactic
Yeah.
things. There is like this, again, to touch on like feline type of aliens. There's the Draco reptilians that apparently
yeah.
are here. So many people have had run-ins with these type of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very common.
Yeah.
And I know my manager at work.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jeff. He has a couple alien stories.
Love.
So, and he's going to be a guest in future possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but his stories are wild too. So I'm like, there's no way these things aren't real.
No way.
I don't know what's concealing them, who's hiding them.
Well, that's a whole nother subject I think we can totally
That
dive
is.
into.
That's another-
Because let me tell you.
you.
This government situation. It's
fucked.
It's fucked. And I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was, what was the segment called? Queer Fear Chronicles. That was the Queer Fear Chronicles
Queer
for this
Fear
episode.
Chronicles.
So fun.
That was juice.
I love it. I can't
Yeah.
wait for next week. My,
Oh my
God. So much fun stuff to dive into. Divine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that brings us to the end of this
no.
episode. Shut the fuck up. Our first episode's done. So that was fun.
This was a
so we had our
delight.
segments. We talked about some cute stuff.
Yup.
This is essentially what the vibe is going to be like each episode. We
Have
will be
different
like
parts.
the theming will change though. So
It'll still be around the scary spices of the world and kind
scary
of
spice.
conspiracies, like occults, that kind of energy, like
Right.
dark vibes.
So, as a preview for next week's episode, we're going to dive into urban legends, more conspiracy theories, and haunted or abandoned hospitals. So that's going to be a fun one. Now, what else do we say?
Goodbye. This has been great.
You know,
This has been
I had
a
so much
ton.
fun. I really
Yeah.
hope you stick with us and watch the next episode. We love talking. We're very, very passionate about
Yes.
paranormal, supernatural, spooky, ooky,
Ookie, bye, boo, boobity boo, ba, boos.
Your Mars puts you out. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, and then hopefully you just kind of stick with us, honestly,
Yeah.
just because this is
It's gonna be
always a
so
good
much
time
fun.
for us.
Right.
Interact with us.
Yes,
We love
yeah.
to interact with you guys.
We
you know
will
what I
have
mean?
it signed up soon. I'm still working on it, obviously, but we would love to hear your submissions. If you'd like to
Yes.
submit any experiences that you've had, whether it be hauntings or possessions,
vibes.
alien abductions, anything that's happened to you that's paranormal or supernatural,
Let us know.
Let us know. I'll have either our email set up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Or I could also create like maybe a Microsoft form or something for you to fill out. Something cute. We'll work it out. But you know, once we're starting to accept those, we'll obviously like announce it and show you how to do that. But stay tuned for that because we would love to hear about your
Yeah, because there's so many, I'm
experience.
sure, that people just don't put online.
Yeah,
So
no, you know,
please.
so, or like it's, you know, sometimes it's easier for us to get them from you instead of searching for them
Exactly.
on the internet.
Yeah.
I think that's
It
it.
was in a blast.
We love you lots.
Love
we need
you
to figure out like
lots.
some cute little outro thing. I don't know.
Get ready to gag with
Oh,
us
and,
next time.
and we hope you've been gagged. Shut the fuck up. But shut the fuck up. If you
Honestly.
don't know, that's our initials. GAG.
Yeah.
Gays and ghosts. Gagged. This was Gays and Ghosts. My name's Peter.
My name's Arthur.
And we'll see you next week.
Hope you've been gagged,
Oh,
right?
yeah, hope you've been gagged. Mwah, gagged.